Hello again. We are looking at day 2 of lesson 811. Refreshing your memory. Range is find the smallest and greatest number in the data and subtract. Median is organize your data from smallest to greatest and count in from the ends until you are at the middle. Mean, this is a fun one. We're going to do this today, and you might have already done this before in other classes. We are going to add the data together. Then we're going to divide by how many data points you have. Outlier, this is kind of what it says. This is a piece of data that is farther away from the group of data. If we look at our class data that I put down here from yesterday, an outlier would be if we had somebody that came into our class that had 17 kids or 20 kids, kind of like on those TV shows that you might have heard about. So that would be an outlier. An outlier would be far away from the data. Okay, so to find the mean, we are going to add the data, and there's a lot of data here to add. So I do this kind of weird grouping. This 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fours. Well, that's 32. So all these together equal 32. These three together equal 15. And then if I do 6 plus 8, I get 14. 14 plus 10 gives me 24. Now it's a lot easier to add those numbers together. So I'm going to do that over on the side here. I'm going to start with my number at the end, 4. And I have 9. Then I have 32, 15, and 24. When I add these up, I get 4 plus 9 is 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. 20 plus 4 is 24. And then I carry that 2 into the tens column. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Okay, so that's part of what I do to find the median. The next thing I need to know is how many pieces of data did I start with? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All right, now comes the part that a lot of us dread. Showing our work the old-fashioned way. Sometimes this isn't my favorite part of it either, but I like to show you that even teachers, even grown-ups, go ahead and do sometimes work the old-fashioned way. Now, this is kind of a hard one. This is close to 20, so I'm going to think in my head, if I have 84, how many 20s are in 84? And so I'm going to estimate 4. So over here, I'm going to write 4 times 19, and 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So that would be 76, and that looks like it's a pretty good guess. I don't want to forget to put my 4 up here. And then when I'm doing long division, I do the subtraction next. I borrow, because I can't do 4 take away 6, but I can do 14 take away 6, and that's 8. I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 here, because once I put a decimal place there, I can put as many zeros down here as I want until I run out of room. So I'm going to bring this down to next to the 8. And it looks like when I compare this number over here that I got, that I can use a 4 again. So I'm going to put that 76 down, because 4 times 19 over here is 76. Do a little fancy subtracting again. 10 subtract 6 is 4. Put another 0 and add a little bit there. Bring down that 0 again to do my division. And I can't use 4 again because that 76 won't work down here. But I can think, if this is close to 20, what times 20 gives me 40? And I'm going to put a 2 up there, because if I go over here and I do 18 times 2, I get 6. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 36. And I can do some math here. Again, we're always doing math. 10 subtract 6 is going to give me 4 again. In our last unit, we practiced with dividing, and we've talked about terminating and repeating decimals in the past. I'd like to bring your attention to what's happening here. This, when I brought this down, I got 4 as my answer, and I made that into 40. When I do the math here, I do the work and I get 4. So if I bring another 0 down, all the way down here, this becomes 40 again, and so I'm going to put another 2 up here. 36. So this, I am going to say that my mean equals 4.4. And that's, I'm going to circle that here. And that's kind of a lot to do there with our old-fashioned math, but some of you are more comfortable doing your math with calculators, especially now that you're at home. So we're done with what I wanted to talk about today: range, median, mean, and outlier. I do have an independent assignment for you to do.